G'day everybody, welcome back to episode 2 of Between the Stars, and welcome back aboard the Bukowski. So in the last episode, we kind of went through a little bit of the beginnings and stuff. We didn't get into any combat or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be getting into combat very soon in this, so we'll continue killing time, waiting for the War Council. By doing some of the investigations and looking at some of these areas that we find suspicious activity and distress calls. Alright, so heading straight for this one. Now you can't really pan around the ship or anything when you're in this cruise mode, so alright, getting close, and it looks like another dodgy ship. You find a ship approaching, they send a communication. I like your ship, surrender, give us the ship and you will survive. Pirates want to get your ship, you cannot allow it. Okay, let's activate the weapons.
Activate the weapons, all crew to battle stations.
Okay, going to X and we will distribute more weapon and shield. And we will scan this guy. Okay. So the front part of his ship is the weak part, which is there. So we'll aim at that and try not to overheat our guns. Okay, our shields are looking good. And we've overheated our guns. Okay, there we go. So that's it. Obviously this early in the game, it's relatively easy. You enjoy the tranquility and decide to go down to the training area to practice your shooting. It was a moment that you especially enjoyed. Not only did it help keep you in shape, but it often helps you release some tension and clear your mind. You enter the weapons training facility where you encounter Texera, who salutes you with a nod. Some of these little randoms, they just pop up in the most inappropriate times. So let's start shooting. You answer the salute and prepare everything that is needed. Once ready, you approach and go with him. The first shot hits the chest of the target, which illuminates, confirming the shot and showing in your terminal the damage done. You keep practicing for a while, making shots increasingly focused. Extremities, organs, shooting immobile targets was something you had more than mastered. In those moments you missed the shooting facilities of the Tacit Stella. That training camp was much more sophisticated than the old-fashioned shooting ranges installed on the ships. Keep shooting. You fire another blast that makes full impact when you listen to Texera complain. You look at the target, which is completely blank without any indicator of successful shots. Do you need any help? Thank you, Captain, but I'm afraid there's not much to do. I'd like to increase the accuracy from this distance, but it's going to be harder than I imagined. You put the gun on the shelf and approach him, observing his position, and we've gained a new attribute called nurturing. Wait a minute. His firing stance was a real disaster. You grab the gun by the barrel to position it well, while you start giving directions. Shoulders lined up with a firm grip. The right foot is too far behind you. You drop the gun, and with a couple of taps on the boots you position the foot in the right place. Both eyes open. This is no movie. It doesn't just affect your perspective, it narrows your field of vision. Try it now. Okay, I don't know what happened then. So once you have destroyed any ships, you can, at the end of the battle, you can go through and you can salvage stuff. So here we get 299 credits, 43 protonite, bulletproof vest, healing plasma, and damage plate, which is scrap. So we'll grab that. Alright, we'll go into our inventory really quickly. And our departments, we're going to make sure that nobody's... so the scrapping workshop, we just throw the scrap over there. And there's a timer here, a percentage timer. And we'll get 5 protonite and 10 hardened uravite out of scrapping that piece of material. And as you can see, during that battle, we've got 5 people here that are injured, and that was from the shootout that we had previously, so we probably should have gone in here before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some people in here, concentrate on the more wounded ones, and what will happen is each time that rolls through to 100%, each of these people will get 1 piece of health back. So we'll make sure we try and remember to go back in there. We don't really have anything else. We do have some level ups, so we're just going to I'll whiz through these, but we're going to concentrate on the ones that we initially upgraded. So don't know what that noise was, but right, upgrade and upgrade. Okay, so I don't know whether that was, nope. I don't know what that noise was. I don't know whether you guys heard it or not. That squealing noise, but... Okay, so systems, we've got no... So we've got a bulletproof vest and healing plasma added to our stuff that we use during battles. Alright. So back out. Lovely. Now I do find the percentage, the hull percentage, quite difficult to read. I can read the shields and stuff alright, which are all at 100%, but I think it says the hull's at about 94%, I'm not sure. But for now, that should be alright. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's really anything else to do here in this sector while we're waiting, so I'll just quickly check that there's nothing that we can do here, and you do that by hitting the U key. So if you've got prisoners on board that you want to interrogate and stuff like that, and you hit the U key, then you'll have some yellow dots here that'll give you those options. But at this point there's nothing, so I'll hit M, we'll go into the map and we'll head over to perhaps Bocky or Lamouge. I think we'll go to Bocky. So now we've had another...
Captain, we're getting some very strange readings.
What the hell is that? Mai, focus the sensors on the signal from coordinates 15-008.
Augmenting the scale. Decoding parameters. I detect high radiation readings, Captain, but I cannot locate the source of the emission.
Crew, exercise extreme caution. We're heading to the source of the signal.
Okay, so all that gobbledygook was for the Genesis over there. We've got a new mission to investigate the remains of the warship Genesis. But what we might do first is I want to head over and do these distress signals and stuff first. So we're going to warp over to there. We're receiving jump signals nearby.
Activate the weapons. All crew to battle stations.
So we've had people pull us out of here. And the middle of their ship there after scanning them as the weak point, so we'll try and shoot that. I do try and keep my guns relatively cool. I But it doesn't always work out that way.
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed.
Okay, let's try and scan this guy here as well. Okay, so the rear of his ship's the weak point, so we'll go for the rear of his ship. Controls really are quite clunky in this, but we'll cope. Okay, we need to keep our eye on our shields as well. There
Targets neutralized, crew. We are out of danger.
Right, so we'll scab that stuff. Where are you, dude? Over there. I'm quite happy that we've got this distance. We can usually, yeah, we can salvage from this distance, which is really, really good. Okay, so get back out of this and we'll continue on to that distress signal. I have noticed that almost every single time that you're heading towards something like this, distress signal or suspicious activity, you always get pulled out of your warp. Okay, so here's another random event. You're on the bridge when you hear the gate's servo motor. It's crew member Texera who addresses you. Captain, Ashley is awake. She's somewhat disoriented, but she's out of danger. Ashley was the girl you had saved in District 8. You found her convulsing in her boyfriend's apartment, barely a minute before you could stabilize her. So we'll go and talk to her. You arrived at the sick bay and you find her sitting on her stretcher. Whatever it was the medical team had done to her, she had a better appearance now. Ashley was a young woman in her early 20s, with soft features and bright blonde hair. You would have sworn to have seen her somewhere, but you didn't know where. Hey, you're the captain, aren't you? Can you explain what's happening? What have you done with my clothes? Oh God, I can't believe you've stripped me and put me on this horrid white coat. You're saying it as if it's a life or death decision, or don't worry, our medical team is very professional. We'll go with that one. Well, and who are you supposed to be? You don't look like pirates. Pirates with good taste, at least. Can someone tell me what I'm doing here? It may have looked as if she wasn't, but she was nervous. She kept talking and making comments about absolutely everything, probably to seem less terrified, although it just had the opposite effect. So we can explain the situation. Barry! Damn bastard! How did he let me try that? It almost killed me. Well, Barry, good luck in the 8th District. This girl has just become a member of the Republic, under the command of the famous captain. What was your name again? This situation begins to tire you. You would give anything for a pirate ambush at this time. Everything seems easier when you can shoot your problems in the face. So I think you've misunderstood me, or that's not the deal. We're just going to take you home. I think you've misunderstood me. The girl is silent at last, a brief oasis of silence. Come on, I don't have anywhere to go. Take me with you. We'll live crazy adventures. Ashley and her comrades save the universe. Ashley and her team discover a new inhabited galaxy. Captain Ashley to the rescue. We'll just go gulp. Now she seems offended. Hey, as if I was annoying or something. You'll see, I'll become the most useful crew member of them all. Maybe in the end you'll even decide to put me in charge of the ship, Captain. You can't stand it any longer. Okay, Ashley, we'll give you a test. If within 3 days you still want to sign up, I'll let you join us. You knew her little dream wouldn't last for long. Once she saw what life on the ship was like, it wouldn't take long for her to beg you to take her home. Why don't you start by helping Nakamura? Alright. So that kind of semi-resolves that. Go back into the inventory. Crew members, She's still not listed as a crew member though, for some reason. Nope. There's a lot of reserve vacancies there. Oh, that's because she's got a couple of days, hasn't she? So, yeah. Alright, so each of these things here, they all have positive effects, and the red ones have negative effects. We started off with old school and nearsighted, and I think we started off with familiar, I think. I'm not sure. One of the other ones, but 3 of them anyway. Alright, so let's get out of here. Do we have any... Stephanie can go into the sick bay. And we have some space garbage, which is going to give us 10 argonic crystal. And some plate, which is going to give us protonite and synthetic mindsight. Synthetic mindsight, it's these 2 here that you use mostly to upgrade your weapons and stuff, which you can do through your systems. If we go light plasma cannon, cannon of the Republic, and you can see up here the cost for upgrading. So we'll, I think the cannon of the Republic is one of the ones that I actually quite like. So we might give it an upgrade, because it'll probably be something that we keep hold of. So now it does 46 damage a second to the hull and 15 damage a second to the shields on your enemy ships. So, alright, so there's our main mission, which is to investigate the Genesis. But I think we might continue on through here first. Yeah, we're better off just roaming around the universe for a few episodes and try and collect some, try and build up our ship and collect some data and stuff like that. Alright, you receive a notice from your communication officer that a drifting ship has been detected emitting a distress signal. The ship seems to be quite deteriorated without occupants. Let's see what happens. Let's board the ship. Let's try to contact by radio. I have a bad feeling about this. Let's ignore the signal. Let's try and contact them by radio. So we need to roll more than 6 or more. Okay, well, we were lucked out on that one. Your aptitude level allows you to succeed. To check for survivors, you decide to contact them by radio. After a few minutes, your team establishes contact with the ship. We were raided by pirates and they left us adrift, so we could not ask for help. Many of us have died, but there are still a few of us left. Please help. We must rescue these people. Let's send a rescue team.
Pilot, take us next to the target.
Alright, so let's give it some engines. Yeah, so as I was saying, we'll continue on doing just some of these random, little random kind of jobs and stuff that pop up over the universe, just to build up our ships, to build up our weapons and stuff like that before we go too far into the storyline. I just want to sort of make sure that I'm prepared for it. Alright, approaching the ship. Doesn't look in very good condition, does it? Okay. The door of the drifting ship opens in front of the rescue team. Behind the door appears a survivor who gratefully decides to join your crew, and it says gains crew plus 0. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Alright. Let's have a quick squiz at crew members. Yeah. So some of it's pretty bugged out, I think. It's because that crew member that we just gained, that we didn't gain, but it said we gained, doesn't exist. So no drama. Let's do these guys have leveled up. Okay, so I don't think there's any more. Beautiful. Just make sure that Ashley's still in the sick bay, scrapping workshop, systems. There she is. Yep, she's still in there. Okay. Alright, let's hope we don't hit that. Now when you spool up the drive and you are flying along, you do hit this junk. So you do need to be really careful of that. So I always get myself in a position first and then fire it up. So in regards to these little side quests on these in all these sectors, I've only come across distress signals and suspicious activity. I haven't come across anything else. But there is a variation on what type of distress signals you do get and what type of suspicious activity. So once you've confirmed the signal on the monitors, you can glimpse an abandoned ship through the bridge's bay window. Immediately after seeing it, you get the chills. The hull seems intact, and the distress signal, coupled with the lights, which were still online, confirmed the power system was undamaged. Your terminal lights up, and the crewmate Turner gives you his report on the situation. Captain, the ship's crew is unresponsive to our incoming transmissions. We will keep a safe distance until further orders. So we can get the suits ready. We're going in. We must answer the distress signal or withdraw. It's not worth the risk. Well, I don't know. What sort of captain are we? Are we by the book captain? Are our responses by the book? Are our responses kind of lax? Yeah, I don't know. We haven't worked it out. I guess we'll work it out as we go. So I'm going to hit we must answer the distress signal.
Head to the target. Prepare boarding protocol.
So we're going to board anyway. I'm not sure what the difference between those two options was. And what the outcome would have been as well, so... Either way, we're going in. The coupling request had not been confirmed, so the only viable route was to force the hatch open. The antechamber leading to the interior of the ship would make sure a complete decompression was avoided, a well-chosen safety measure to ensure rescue was possible in the case of an opening systems failure. Your crew gets to work and they exit the ship with their spacesuits on. In but 1 hour, the machinery is positioned and ready to force the opening of the hatch as if it were made of tin. Reroute the power towards the pistons. You board the ship and make sure the power flow is stable. Upon confirmation from the engineers and receipt of the toxicity readings from the scientists, you proceed through the decompression room and remove your helmets to continue investigating. You traverse the corridors with caution, alert to any signal that might imply imminent danger. Silence, absolute silence. Not even the slightest sound comes from any of the rooms you leave behind. This was baffling. The ship was in good shape, even though the crew had disappeared. You hoped that at least the My system would shed some light on what had happened. So we've got two options. We'll stick together, or we should divide into smaller groups to look for clues. In the tradition of good old Scooby-Doo, I think we'll split up. Following your orders, The crew separates into groups to search for survivors along different paths. Choi and Texira remain behind to guard the rear. Something snapping behind a hatch puts you on alert. You raise your hand to indicate to the crew following you that you are going to enter. You activate the opening of the hatch and the room access opens wide. Enter the room. You descend the stairs in front of you until you reach the ship's cargo hold. You observe, amidst the shelves, strange and antique-looking objects, seemingly older than space travel. Scrolls of parchment, statuettes, and other utensils that you would not know how to describe occupied most of the inventory of the ship. Crew member Choi: an archaeologist ship? Texira makes a gesture whilst replying: smugglers, or robbers rather. You look in the direction Texira made a gesture towards and clearly see various ammunition crates and weapon cases. So we can recover as many weapons as we can, because they'll come in handy, or regroup with the others as soon as possible. Let's recover some weapons. The crew recovers some of the cases containing the different weapons until the sound of gunfire coming from the level above makes you all look at each other in surprise. So we've got a grenade launcher. Let's go and regroup with the rest of the crew. You run as fast as you can towards where the gunshots came from. From afar you see the hatch of one of the rooms wide open and you enter it. You make it past the threshold and the first thing you see is crew member Taylor bleeding profusely from a gash on his head whilst keeping his still smoking weapon raised. At his feet you can see the corpse of a man clinging to a stone drenched in blood. What happened here, Taylor? Taylor turns to look at you and immediately responds. Captain, this scumbag was hiding like a rat. He assaulted us from behind with that stone he has in his hands. The rest of the crew reports on their findings. Everyone agrees that there is no trace of any other survivors and that the My system of the ship seems damaged. With no other clues to follow, you prepare to leave the ship. You're barely a couple of steps from the exit when you seem to hear one of your crew members call you from behind. What is it? Choi: no one said a thing, sir. Suddenly you feel your hands grow heavy and look down at them. The same stone the man was clinging onto before he was executed is now in your hands. You do not remember when exactly it is you picked it up, but you can see that there is some sort of tablet. So we've gained an ancient tablet. Let's head back to the ship. This is giving me a migraine. And we're back on the ship again. Alright. So what we might do now is we'll just check our we don't need to check our inventory. We might need to put Taylor into the med bay, I think, so we might have to go in and do that. Crew members, nope. Departments, where are you? Sick bay, nope. I thought he got injured, but obviously he hasn't, so got nothing to scrap. Alright. Oh, here we go. The last attack you received released some of the storage anchors to come loose, causing some chests to fall, leaving a real mess. You go down to storage along with Tanaka, expecting the worst. Damn it, it'll take at least a couple of hours to reorganize everything, Tanaka says. Tell Taylor and Sartre to come and help us out. Tanaka goes down after a while with the other two crew members. You distribute the work and quickly begin the tasks. You're in the middle of counting the supplies you've picked up when a scream shocks you. Crew member Taylor: shit, it bit me. But what's this? You all run to where he is and stop at once when you see the strange creature that had come out of the box that Taylor was organising. Don't move. It would be difficult to describe exactly what the creature that had crept into your ship was. This semi-liquid looking creature twisted itself as its body formed tentacles and all manner of shapes covering a bright sphere in the centre. It was the first time you had seen something like this. Whatever it was, it tried to slide in the opposite direction, as it used the tentacles to roll on the ground and run away from you at full speed. Crewman Taylor: Captain, don't let him escape. Okay, so we can find something to lock it up in, or we can shoot it. Well, it has bitten him, hasn't it? So let's shoot it. I don't know whether we can roll a 7 or more, but we can only hope. Oh, we've rolled a 9. Beautiful. Your aptitude level allows you to succeed. The creature's speed isn't enough to elude your shot. With millimetric precision you hit the organism, splitting it completely in half. You look towards Tanaka to brag about the shot, but his face conveys anything but tranquility. You look back at your target and with a certain repulsion you hear the moans it emits as it melts back into a single body. Okay, you had to admit that you didn't expect that. So we're back to finding something to lock it up in. You look everywhere in search of some container to put it in, and you get the vacuum bells used in the ship's laboratory. With caution you approach the creature with the intention of catching it, but it is faster than you thought. You try again a couple of times, but it seems to anticipate your movements. We must flank it, aptitude 9+. How the hell are we going to get through this one? Okay. There's no way, is there? Yeah, your aptitude level doesn't allow you to succeed. You put yourselves in your positions trying to block his escape route. Little by little you narrow the perimeter until you leap over the creature with the bell in your hand. The creature feels the danger and immediately splits in two, causing you not to get it right. Both sides run scared until they meet and merge again. With a face of astonishment you see as it rolls up the small slot of airlocks to go out through it. Great, now we'll have to look all over the ship. Sophie Satre has been infected with unknown toxin. You look at Taylor, who's petrified while holding the bitten hand. With his eyes as open as possible, he turns his head towards you. Crew member Taylor: Captain, I feel a little bit. In the middle of the sentence, an immense jet of green fluid comes out, propelled by his mouth, spreading it everywhere. Scared, he cleans himself as best as he can before another gag. As soon as he's finished vomiting, he staggers a little and his legs flail. Luckily, you get to grab him before he collapses. Okay, so I'm trying to work this out. Sophie Satre has been infected with unknown toxin, but it's Taylor, Robert Taylor, who's the one that was bitten. Okay. Let's see, in the middle of the... Yep, okay, we have to get him to the sick bay, so we'll get him to the sick bay. Let's go in here. We'll just make sure that he is in the sick bay. Scrapping sick bay. Sophie's got to go in there. Yeah, okay, so Sophie's not in a good way either. And it won't let me put her in there. Okay. Let's head back to the Allied station. Here we go. You picked up Satre while you ordered Mai to assemble the medical team. The creature's venom was much stronger than you imagined. Satre was frozen and swollen like a balloon. Despite appearing unconscious, he seemed delirious as he tried to articulate a word or two incomprehensible to you. He's been removed from the list here, so hold on tight, Satre, we're almost there. The medical team puts him in bed on the stretcher and he intubates him at high speed. Intubates or incubates, I'm not sure. His vital signs are increasingly inconsistent and he looks truly awful. Crew member Tixira: what happened? You explained to him how the creature bit Satre while you were organising the cargo hold. Tixira seems very worried. I've never seen a toxin like this before. Tell me you caught the creature. To tell you the truth, it ran away. This is extremely critical, Captain. Without a sample of the venom, it will be impossible to elaborate the antidote. We must find the creature and bring it back alive before the organs of Sophie collapse completely. If we were quick enough, perhaps we could take him to a specialist, although it is a risky bet. I'm not quite sure if he'll be able to hold out until then. At the moment, all we can do is stabilize it and try to minimize the advance of the venom. We'll get to work. Alright. I just want to check something up. Just want to have a look at something. Sophie. Yeah, so it is. Sophie is a female, and the dialogue keeps calling her a him. Okay. Well, these guys need their points upgraded. Robert Taylor, Robert Turner. There's a lot of Roberts on this ship. Okay, and I've got 2 points available as well for the captain. So we've got charisma, which is the capacity to charm others, friendly or otherwise. Aptitude, the capacity to anticipate dangerous situations. Leadership, capacity to lead your crew, and luck. Luck can be a determining factor in some situations. I think we'll go leadership and aptitude for starters. Alright, cool. Now we can even try and get here. We've gone over time by about six minutes as well with all of this stuff happening, so hopefully we can dock here and then call this one an episode. Despite its little nuances and stuff, I do find this game pretty awesome. Ah, here we go.
Activate the shields! All hands to battle stations!
Okay, how are our shields going there?
One of the enemy ships has been destroyed!
Oh, come on. You got to keep your mouse on it to scan it properly. Okay.
Targets neutralized, crew. We are out of danger.
Well, that was a battle and a half, wasn't it? Alright. So now we might be able to finally head back. Let's see. Throw some scrap in. Research lab, sick bay. Can she go in the sick bay now? No, she can't. Alright, that's because we've got a mission to do with it. Okay, so we'll throw that over to scrapping, and we have a light plasma cannon Mark II, which we need to throw on our ship. Light plasma cannon Mark I and Mark I, so we'll leave that on there, and we'll try and get to the station without getting disturbed now. Seeing as how we're about 9 minutes over. Redistribute our power.
Republic ship requesting docking permission, please.
Okay.
Station control tower here. Dock at the assigned bay. Over.
So it looks like dock 12. Yes, let me know what you think of this game. I think it's absolutely awesome. I'm going to do a full series on it. Hopefully we're going to go right through the campaign. I've been enjoying it in the hours that I've been playing it personally, in between shooting farming videos. So yeah, it's been quite enjoyable. Quite enjoyable. Okay. Get in here. I'm still not very good at docking though. There we go. Nope. reverse up, reverse up. Thankfully these things have a reverse gear. There we go. Stop there. Somebody jumping out of the system. So I find it a bit strange that all these ships jump out of the system and warp into the system. Sorry about that. So close to the stations. I'm sure it would never happen in real life. All right, guys. Sorry that one blew out a little bit. We're about 11 minutes over. Well, hit like if you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in episode 3. Thanks for watching. See ya.